Hey Sagittarius, happy March 2018. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, I know you guys are pretty perturbed with me at the moment because I missed last month for you, and I apologize. Sometimes my 9 to 5 gets in the way. There was also some other things that were conflicting with my schedule. So those have been cleared up and are no longer an issue. Anyway, so I already pre-shuffled the cards. I'm going to give them 1 or 2 more shuffles and then we'll get started. So again, I hope you're doing fantastic. I know you're probably super upset with me, but I will find a way to make it up to you guys. Unfortunately, sometimes when it gets to a point where, you know, it's been pretty, busy and it starts getting into the month, then I don't want to post the reads because, you know, it may not serve a purpose to you. So again, I apologize. We'll get started here quickly and we'll get on to your reading. And I hope you guys, again, are fantastic. All right. So as you know, my reads are based on love and anybody looking to reconcile. So again, this is for singles and love and anybody looking to reconcile. I generally will focus mainly on singles, and then like I said, I will include reconciliation on each card, but my main focus is to help people figure out what they want to find as far as love is concerned and what they're looking for, and just hopes that you find it, because I don't know, I think it's beautiful. So let's get moving here. All right, if you like, subscribe, comment, that's always greatly appreciated. If you want a private read, the information is in the description. And let's get started here. Check your sun, moon, and rising, as those may resonate with you some months more than others. So again, this is a general read. Hopefully it resonates with the majority of you, but sometimes it may not, and you want to check your sun, moon, and rising. Let's see how those resonate with you as well. All right, I'm going to pull your theme of the month card, and then we will be good. I'm keeping the read to about 20 minutes because I think that'll help too in getting all the videos out. It's been a while since I've missed videos, but like I said, I had a lot going on that I was taking care of. So this is for Sagittarius, March 2018. All right, let's see what your theme of the month card is. Give it 1 or 2 more shuffles. Cards are falling out and we'll get started. So again, any likes, subscribes, comments. This is Dark Dove Tarot. It's greatly appreciated. And let's see what the cards have in store for you. All right, so your theme of the month is Temperance, which is about patience. It's also about self-control, balance, moderation. So Sagittarius, this immediately tells me that some of you, if you've been dating, have been kind of keeping it cool, not rushing into anything, not jumping into anything without really thinking it through and making sure that it's a positive fit for you. If you're looking to reconcile, this is about maybe having patience in figuring out if it's the right step for you to actually get back together with this person or not. So a lot of very internal soul searching going on here. A lot of, you know, compromise as well, but I feel like a lot of it's a compromise within yourself. So let's see what the read says, and we'll see how Temperance plays into the theme of the month. All right, so your first card coming into the month, current position coming into March, is the Page of Pentacles. So this is somebody who's very due diligent, somebody who's hardworking, somebody who is really being practical, pragmatic, and also has some aspirations and is being very responsible. All right, so Sagittarius, if you're single, this is telling me that you're working really hard. You have a good career, or you're focusing on work, or maybe school, or family. There's lots of things that you're kind of building up to, but you want to have some sort of relationship too, whether it's just dating, whether it's finding somebody long-term, whether it's finding somebody just to be with, you know, in a committed dating relationship. Some of you want marriage, some of you don't. There's no wrong or right, right? This is about what you want, but this is saying that you're willing to build up to it, but you're also being very cautious about it. It's like you're not putting your whole self out there right in March, right in the beginning, and it may stem from something that happened in February. It may just stem from coming into the new year, not trying to rush into anything. Again, focusing on the balance, the work-life balance, being able to have that relationship with somebody or whatever it is you're looking for in love, and maintain your stability. For some of you, that's really important. I feel like maybe some of you have allowed relationships in the past to throw you off balance, throw you off your routine, throw you off things that are really healthy for you. And you know now that you need to be able to focus on everything instead of one at a time. Like if you're focusing on love, you need to be able to compromise in a position of, okay, I'm going to spend this much time, you know, dating, this much time working. And for a lot of you, it really is about a work-life balance that's super important. If you're looking to reconcile, this is about being responsible for things that you did in the relationship and also holding this other person accountable for things that they did in the relationship. So you're looking at things in a practical way with a very positive energy, yet also taking accountability for your actions and wondering, or maybe not even wondering, but deciding whether you're okay with their actions and whether you're willing to move on with it, or maybe they're deciding whether they're willing to or wanting to move on with you. It looks like there's some work in progress here too. So there may be some communication that's happened, will be happening coming into March. The next card you have is anything you're feeling throughout the month. Okay, so Sagittarius, good thing this is an internal card because this card represents pain, despair. This is a Three of Swords, so this is a heartbreak card. But again, this is internal, so this immediately tells me, that if you are looking for love or if you are looking for somebody special and you're single, this is saying that you've had heartbreak in the past. And some of you very recently, and some of you maybe not so recent, but just very jarring. And so internally you're going, okay, the reason I need to balance everything out is because before I lost myself in this love, and it really hurt when things didn't work out. It may also be that you've been dating and you know, you can't seem to find people who are true or genuine or really showing their true self. So you're feeling a little like people are disingenuine, and it's been heartbreaking because every time you think there's a possibility there, somebody shows you their true self and it hasn't been very forthcoming, and it hasn't made you feel good. And so you're feeling a little bit like, you know, I'm only going to focus so much time on love because I just can't let it overwhelm me this time. I can't let it take control of my life. If you're looking to reconcile, the reason you're thinking about things so responsibly and so practical and being very pragmatic is because you did experience this terrible heartbreak, this overwhelming feeling of pain, and you're thinking of how can I make this happen? What kind of balance can we come to? What kind of compromise can we come to where I don't feel like this again? Because I don't want to live through this again. I don't want to experience this again. The next card you have is your distant past, over the past, usually this is over the past 5-10 years, could be childhood, and you have the Devil. So I always read this for singles and anybody looking to reconcile together, because this is generally not the person you're looking to reconcile, but it could be. The thing about the distant past is this is always something that you want to either bring in to the relationship if it's a positive, and remember and harness that energy. And if it's a negative, kind of like the Devil in this position, then it's something that you want to remember not to repeat that pattern. Now, the Devil is about vices. It's about addiction. It's about, so for a lot of you, you had relationships where addiction was involved. Either you were addicted, drugs, alcohol, something like that. Could be sex even, or they were addicted and you were in kind of a codependent relationship where maybe you were taking care of them or trying to fix them, or vice versa. They were trying to fix you or take care of you. This could be that you watched a lot of, you know, addiction in your family, in your home life. Maybe you had a parent who was an alcoholic, or, you know, parent who's a drug addict, or there was abuse here. The Devil is definitely a card saying, look, remember this pain that you suffered during these times. And for whatever reason, maybe you're just starting to date and maybe you're sober now, or maybe you're starting to date and you won't date people who, you know, participate in certain activities. And the Devil is saying, look, you need to remember that this month. Even though the Devil is not a pleasant card, here it is. This is also about jealousy, and it's about vices. So, you know, it could be that maybe you were in a very tumultuous relationship where there was controlling, or again, abuse comes out big time. So whether it was your partner was abusive, or your parents were abusive, or some sort of family member was abusive when you were young, there's these flags saying, remember to keep this work-life balance. Remember to work at it. Remember to compromise in things, but don't compromise with what's healthy for you, because this devil's not healthy. And the reason it's coming up this month is to remind you that whatever you've overcome, don't let that shatter. Do not get sucked into the love spell of, you know, oh, this time it'll be different. You have to do what's healthy for you. And Sagittarius this month is starting out saying, remember who you are, what you want to be, what feels good, and what is healthy for you. Because maybe you're just starting to date, maybe you've been dating, maybe even the reconciliation. Maybe there's some things that you need to think about, that maybe this person had some underlying issues or does have issues. So just make sure you pay attention to this devil this month. The next card you have is your immediate past, over the past few weeks, past month or two. So the Sagittarius, this is really positive. It's the Magician, right? And the Magician is saying, you have the power. You have the power to overcome this. You have the power. The Magician is being able to manifest whatever you want. So if you're single, this is about you taking control of your love life. This is about you having the balance, putting the work into it, being responsible about it. And again, Temperance is coming in as like a beautiful theme of the month card, because you're not going to get sucked into it. Anything that doesn't feel right, if you're online dating, if you're meeting people, if it doesn't feel right, you're moving on. This is you saying, I'm taking complete control of my success, of my future. This is your ability, but it's also your ability to connect with people and take control. So if you're dating, you're definitely not dating people that don't feel good. You're looking at the red flags. You're paying attention to things you've experienced before and not allowing those to come in. So if you're single, you're definitely in a good spot to start making it happen. Just keep the control and make sure it's something healthy. If you're looking to reconcile, this is you also having the control. So something tells me that maybe you dealt with somebody who was, you know, sick with some sort of addiction, or maybe even just a liar, a cheater, etc. And you have the ability to say, yes, we can make this work, but these are the things I need, and we need to come to a compromise. Or this is you saying, no, you know what? It's just not going to work for me. There's so many other connections here that I could make. I'm versatile in meeting other people that I don't need that type of negative energy. So it's kind of 50-50 to me right now, whether reconciliation is really a good idea or even possible. But the Magician is saying, look, Sagittarius, you have complete control over your destiny at this moment, because you can decide to go with something that, you know, looks and feels like it might be good, but maybe there's some red flags, or you can go with something that you know wholeheartedly is going to be a positive move for you. The next card you have is your distant future, so over the next 2 to 3 months. And you have the Two of Cups. So this is very interesting. The Two of Cups, often referred to as the twin flame card. This is new beginnings. This is attraction on a deeper level, connection on a deeper level. So you have two cards here really pertaining to connection. So if you're single, this is what you have in your future, finding this deep connection. I really strongly believe, Sagittarius, that's if you can hold this balance. That's if you can realize that your kids, your work, all that is just as important as this person coming in. And I think that because you're doing that, and I'm not saying you have not taken care of your kids or anything, so don't get offended when I say that. What I'm saying is a lot of people get caught up in the love, and a lot of people get caught up in the romance of it. And you're being practical, going, is this healthy for my overall life? And healthy is going to be like your theme of the month for me, along with this Temperance, because that word just keeps coming out like it's something that you really need to focus on. This twin flame card here is absolute connection. It's one of the best cards you can get in a love reading. So if you're single, this is where you can be, but you have to act on this. You have to maintain control, self-control, control of the situation. Now, I'm not saying go out there and be like, if you don't do this and you don't pay for that, I'm not talking about that. You should understand it's on a much deeper level, and most of you do understand that. You're not taking the bullshit. You're not taking things for granted, and you're not overlooking the red flags this time. And that is going to bring you to this like major possibility of finding somebody amazing. And it is about new beginnings. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel like this love could be there for you, but you have to believe it and you have to have that connection. So look, I still think it's 50-50. If you have this connection and you feel that connection, like maybe you guys have had the communication that you need and you're talking, if you're feeling this energy more like it would be heartbreak, then you need to control the situation, end it, and find a new beginning. If you're feeling like this, but when you guys talk and communicate, you feel better about the situation, then if it's a deeper connection, then you're on the right path. So it still feels 50-50 to me, Sagittarius, as far as reconciliation. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks and throughout the month of March, and you have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is somebody who works very diligently. Somebody who, so you have some very big cards about being responsible, about taking care of things, about making sure that you're not, falling victim, so to speak. And I feel like some of you feel like you have been victim. Now, some of you by your own choice because you knew situations were bad, and some of you just because you got led on to believe that things were going to be a certain way. So the Knight of Wands is somebody who's confident and charming and energetic and daring, but also with a good head on their shoulders, somebody who's seeing things clearly. I love this spread right here because this is you realizing your self-worth. This is you understanding who you are, what you deserve, what you can have. This is you getting the ultimate reward, and this is you feeling better and better and better and building up to it. So the Knight of Wands is somebody, it's a fire sign. It's somebody who's on fire. It's somebody who is that energetic and daring person, but also being very responsible at the same time. So let this energy flow over the next few weeks. If you do, like if you're single and you are dating people and you do meet somebody and you're like, this is somebody worth my attention, put it into it. Don't make them, you know, fight for it. Don't let this devil sneak in making you feel like they have to put all the work into it. If you really want this person, something tells me that some of you who are single are going to meet somebody who's going to be well worth it. But your immediate instinct is going to be, well, I've been burned in the past and there's been some issues here with, you know, people lying, cheating, having addictions, whatever. And this Knight is saying, look, you know, if you really truly find somebody that you think is worth it and you've done your due diligence and you've, you know, and you've told them, look, my family is super important to me and my work, and I have a project I'm working on, or I have things I like to do, and those are all important to me. And if you stick it out and you compromise with me on my time, then this will work. And something tells me that some of you are going to meet somebody who's very willing to stick around and see what you have to offer, and you're going to feel very charming around them, and they're going to charm the socks off of you. But make sure you're putting that effort in too, because some of you kind of want the other person to put that effort in because you've been burned. It's almost like, prove it to me. And we all do that, right? But this is saying, go ahead, Sagittarius. If you meet somebody that you truly feel like could fit the bill and be amazing, then do it. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is saying, hey, if you want to talk to them and they contact you, go for it. Because this is also saying, don't hold back. If your ultimate goal is, hey, I think we'd be good together, I think we need to give it another shot, then don't hold back. Yes, be responsible about it. Yes, remember the pain. And if when you're talking to them, or if you have communication with them, if it's, you know, lumps instead of butterflies, recognize the difference, because your body and heart and soul this month, it feels like you're kind of in tune with what is healthy and what's positive for you. And that's super important. So if you're looking to reconcile, this is saying, look, you can be charming and you can be energetic and you can feel charismatic about the whole situation. Just make sure you're understanding where they're really coming from and that you're seeing things for what it really is. The next card you have is anything tangible throughout the month of March that you're going to feel, anything externally around you that's going to be happening. And you have the Three of Pentacles or Three of Coins. And now, again, this is anything. It could be in the beginning of the month, the end of the month. It could be throughout the month. It could last for one day. But this is anything that you may see or hear or feel that comes into play. Now, the Three of Pentacles is one of my favorites when it comes to building relationships. So if you're single, this is a teamwork. This is an accomplishment. This is a satisfaction card. So this is saying, look, this is somebody who is willing to say, okay, I compromise with you. You go to yoga and you do this, or you work out, or you game, or you have You know, you have things that you do. Maybe you know, go, I don't know, hiking or skiing or something. And it could just be, maybe you go to therapy and you're like, look, these are things that are important to me. I have kids, I have a job, I have this going on. You know, it may even be, hey, I've got pets, I've got things to take care of. I have a life, and I would like to see us progress maybe from dating to committed dating to, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend. I always feel like I'm in high school when I say that. To whatever the next steps are, or whatever you're looking for, right? Because it's not going to be the same for everybody. But this is saying, look, I'm willing to make the sacrifices and do it as a team. Like I said, it's very interesting. Your themes this month are health, a healthy relationship, but also now coming more into this balance. Temperance is all about balance, and this card is about balance too. This is about accomplishing things together, making decisions together. So if you're looking at somebody and you meet somebody, right, which I think you're going to here, and especially here, but this is saying, look, if you're willing to put up with some things that I need because I need to have my life and I need to have this balance, I'm willing to do that with you. So let's figure out what works for us. Do we just want to date for a little while? You know, maybe you're already dating this person. Maybe you just met them. Maybe you met them in January, February. And this is kind of you saying, okay, we can be successful together, but communication is key. And we need to explain to each other what's important to us to make this work. If you're looking to reconcile, this is also very similar. This is saying if the communication comes in, I'm getting this feeling that there may be like some sloppy communication the past month or two where it's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, but nobody's really putting the effort into it. And either you or they may start putting a little more effort, being confident more in the decision that you guys would like to reconcile. And this is saying, look, you can do that, but teamwork is huge here. You guys have to be on the same page or it's not going to work. I mean, that's point blank. If you're looking to reconcile, you guys have to want the same, not the same things, but eventually getting to the same thing. I mean, if you want to get married, they never want to get married. Let's face it, like move on and find somebody else. But this is saying if you guys can figure out whatever it was that was making you feel this energy, I feel like towards the end of the month, this energy is going to dissipate for both people looking to reconcile and singles, because this is just more of a fear of this sneaking in, making sure that you're protecting yourself from falling back into patterns or ending up in certain situations that you've been in before. The next card you have is anything internal throughout the month of March. So anything that you're going to feel throughout the month of March, again, like this, it could be the beginning, middle, end. It could be, you know, once, it could be 5 hours, etc. But you have the Six of Cups. Now, this is nostalgia. So this is somebody looking back and saying and remembering, kind of like a childhood memory. So at some point this month, you're going to have some sort of feelings of revelation. And I kind of feel like the Devil and the Six of Cups tie into play here, right? Because the Devil and the Six of Cups are reminding you, this is reminding you of what not to do. If vices are an issue for you, don't do it. Don't put yourself in a conflicting situation. If you're sober on that train, you know, or you've dated somebody who had issues, you know how important it is to not allow certain things to mess that up. So that's first and foremost for you. If it was about abuse or watching parents go through certain things or jealousy or some sort of controlling, then you have to understand that if somebody starts questioning what you're doing all the time or accusing you of cheating or accusing you of certain things, you need to avoid that behavior. Now the Six of Cups is saying, now look back at when there were good times. Remember, have that revelation of revisiting a past time that made you feel good. Where were you? What did it feel like? What were the smells? What were the colors? Who was with you? And if you're single, this is you kind of saying, I think this is somebody who's going to make you feel this. Again, it could be for an hour, the entire month of March, but this is somebody you're going to meet that could turn into this twin flame, if you believe in the twin flames, or we could just call it a super massive heart love card. But this is somebody who can put you in that position of remembering what it was like to feel that before. Or maybe you had really good parents who were good role models in that relationship, and you're remembering, or grandparents, or somebody somewhere in your childhood where you remember what it was like to want that type of relationship, to covet these people who were happy and took really good care of each other. And if you're single, I feel at some point throughout the month, somebody's gonna make you feel that way, or somebody's gonna make you glimpse back to, it could even just be you sitting on a curb in summer licking ice cream cones, but going, this is the type of feeling I get when I'm with that person, and that's amazing. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar as well, because this is saying, look, if you want to reconcile with somebody, but they have these types of problems, you're not going to have these types of moments with them. Now, I'm not saying, I mean, if there's addiction or something involved, then absolutely, if they're getting help or whatever, things can always get better. But if they're not getting better, or if there's some sort of situation that is making you realize that you couldn't be with this person because you would never have these moments, then I think that you need to really think about that as well. Because again, this is also like, for if you're looking to reconcile, it feels like this was you imagining yourself marrying this person, or imagining big things with this person. And if they can bring you back here and you can see it again, great. And if you can't, and this keeps sneaking in, then I think it's time to end it. The next card you have is your hopes and fears for the outcome of the month. And you have the Hanged Man. All right, so use some major arcana here, and some pretty strong ones, okay? The Hanged Man is about putting yourself out there. This is about sacrifice. This is about making yourself really toe the line. Do the due diligence. Think about the hard things. And the Hanged Man is saying, look, if you're single, you're going to have to sacrifice some things, because even though you are wanting to be able to have that balance and compromise, remember that there's two people here too. And even though this person needs to be understanding of anything that you need, or anything that you want, or anything that's super important to you in your life, you also have to sacrifice things too. You have to be self-aware of when you're overanalyzing things, or when you're maybe being selfish with your time. And I know that's harsh to hear, but it's like you've got work, or you've got school, or you've got all these things going on, family and whatnot. And if you want something to work, you do have to pour this energy into it. You do have to be a little more charming, or a little more romantic, because you have to understand, this is a wise card. And this is somebody who realizes that whatever you've gone through, whatever these things are that you've been through, other people have experienced them too. And so in order for you to make somebody else feel secure in the relationship, you really do need this balance and this compromise. You really do need to have this teamwork type attitude. This, we can accomplish anything together, but that requires you to sacrifice some things. Now, don't sacrifice certain things like work, sobriety, that kind of stuff, if that's something for you, or whatever it is. Sobriety keeps coming up, so I don't know if that's something that's important to you guys this month. Maybe you've dealt with, or maybe it's an anniversary of something, or maybe, again, you had parents who were really crazy into drugs and alcohol or something. There's something that's coming up here that's saying, look, you just don't want to repeat any patterns that were negative. So the Hanged Man is saying, but on top of that, there's a sacrifice that you do need to make, which allows the person that you're interested in, your, soon-to-be partner, because of this card, that you're going to need to be able to say, okay, I can put a little more energy into love because they're making me feel a little more secure. So what can I do to make them feel a little more secure too? Because a lot of you need to make it a little bit more about you, because you haven't in a long time. And so it's very important that you put your needs first, but this is just saying, remember to put their needs first as well. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is a big one, because this is saying some of you are feeling like if you want this, you may have to sacrifice something of yourself, and you may not be willing to do that. And so you've got to think long and hard. If there's anything that you have to give up that's super important, or if there's any sacrifice in the relationship being healthy, as I've brought up, then you may not want to do that. If you can do it, and it could be, look, Sagittarius, it could be something along the lines of you guys work really hard, or you didn't want to move in, or they didn't want to move in, or something along those lines. And now you're realizing, in order to have that feeling of peace with this person, I may need to sacrifice. I may need to say, okay, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to move in, or I'm ready to talk seriously about these things in order to get this. The last card you have is your outcome. And you have the King of Pentacles. All right, so the King of Pentacles, sorry, I'm moving the cards all over the place, is all about being fulfilled to a certain extent. This is kind of like hitting the last high note in many matters. This is about competency and stability. This is about business, could be about wealth as well. But the king is somebody who is very fierce in what they want. They understand what they want. They're very tried and true in what they're looking for. I'm going to start shuffling for your clarifying cards really quick. The King of Pentacles is somebody who knows what they want. They're willing to get it. And they're willing to make the sacrifices to get it in order to find this. So if you're single, this says, look, you know, I'm competent in a lot of things. I may not be competent in exactly where I'm going with love. I may not be 100% ready to give my heart away, but I know what I'm looking for. I know what's super important. I just lost the card. Sorry. It just fell under the table. Okay. And this is saying, look, you know, I'm ready to take the next step, but I have to hold other pieces of my life together. So if you're single, you are going to be able to make that happen with this King of Pentacles. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this says, look, there are some things that we need to talk about, that we need to have a conversation about. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So this is you being very forthcoming and saying, okay, I know what's going on here. I'm stable. What do you bring to the table? How can we be stable together? Now, your clarifying cards, obviously, I absolutely love this one because it's the Two of Cups and you have the Two of Cups here. So there's some big love coming in here, Sagittarius. All right, the Knight of Coins is actually clarifying the Two of Cups, and the Knight of Cups, or the Knight of Coins, is somebody who is very due diligent. Again, that hard working. It goes along with, similar to this Page of Pentacles. It's the Knight of Coins. You have the Knight coming after the Page. This is somebody who's working very hard, but look, it's working at love. So even though your main focus won't be on love, even though you will be balancing, having this work-life balance, you will still be focusing on love to a certain aspect here, because it's something that's important, and this person is going to make you feel this Knight of Wands energy of passion and romance. So if you're single, these are great because you're going to have to work at it. It's going to be something that's going to have to take teamwork and be very fulfilling. Now, you have a lot of Pentacle cards here, and that's Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So you may be meeting an earth sign or working with an earth sign. If you're looking to reconcile, if you truly want this energy and this energy, you're going to have to put the work into it. But it's going to have to be teamwork. It's going to have to be 50-50. It can't be you towing the line and they're just holding on for the ride. This is hard work, and it's going to have to be 50-50. I think reconciliation is actually very positive at this point, Sagittarius. Lastly, you have the Two of Cups clarifying your outcome, and you have the Two of Cups in your distant future. So, amazing read, because as I said, this is new beginnings if you're single. This is a deeper connection. This is a twin flame card. And if you're looking to reconcile, if you put the hard work into it, it's very, very possible. So I apologize for missing your reading. I love you guys to death. Have a great March. I'll see you soon. Bye.